Have you ever considered that the very atmosphere of a room shifts when you enter? Not because of any word you speak or action you take, but from a quiet stillness you carry within. It is this quality that can cause a stranger to feel a sense of calm without reason, a child to feel safe by your side in a busy place, or an animal to pause, its gaze meeting yours with a different kind of recognition. Have you been brushing these moments aside, dismissing them as mere chance? They are not. They are echoes of a deeper truth. The journey begins with this recognition. You see, ancient wisdom speaks of an inner quality that modern words cannot fully capture. Some might call it a centered presence, others an inner radiance. Regardless of the name, it refers to the same profound truth and energy, a quiet field of awareness that emanates from your being. It extends beyond the physical form, touching the world around you. And here is an insight worth contemplating. Not all presence is cultivated to the same degree. Most people move through their days with their attention scattered, their inner light dimmed, like a shallow stream easily disturbed. But then, there are others. Perhaps you are one of them. Individuals whose presence is so grounded, so deeply rooted, that it brings a certain clarity and order to the space around them. How can you know if this describes your path? It starts with an observation you may have made long ago, but learn to ignore. Let these words sink into your heart, and if they feel true, declare this intention for your journey. In the comments below, write MYPSNCASMYPH. By doing so, you are not just typing words, you are planting a seed of awareness. You are joining a community of individuals who are also choosing to walk this path of self-discovery. So if this journey calls to you, I invite you to subscribe, to like this video, and to walk with us as we explore these deeper truths together. The first signal: observing from a deeper space. Have you ever been in a gathering and felt a sense of profound separateness? Not a feeling of being superior or inferior, but simply different. As if others were caught in the surface currents of conversation, while you were aware of the quiet depths beneath. You may have smiled and engaged in the expected ways, but an inner part of you remained still, an observer watching the flow of life from a different vantage point. This is not social unease or a simple preference for solitude. It is the first indication of a strong, centered presence. It is the capacity to exist in the tangible world while remaining connected to a deeper dimension of your being. You see, most people are entirely consumed by the immediate world around them. What they must do, what they should say, how they are perceived. But you, those with this grounded presence, you walk with one foot in the world and one foot in the stillness that lies beyond it. You are attuned to the subtle energies that others miss entirely. Consider this: how often have you had a sense that something was about to unfold, not in a dramatic vision, but in small ways? A friend comes to mind, and moments later, they reach out to you. You enter a room and can sense the unspoken tension, even when all smiles are on display. This is not coincidence. It is your awareness touching the subtle, interconnected web of life. While others are listening to the words, you are hearing the silence. While others see the surface, you are perceiving the current beneath. But this sensitivity carries a weight, does it not? The burden of perception. Because when your awareness is this open, this attuned, you do not just feel your own inner state. You sense the resonance of everything. The subtle suffering in a room becomes a quiet ache in your own heart. A stranger's unspoken joy can bring a warmth to your spirit. To move through a crowd is to come home feeling weary, not from walking, but from processing 1,000 subtle streams of human experience. This leads us to something even more profound, a dynamic that may explain why you have always felt this fundamental difference in your journey. The second signal, the catalyst for truth. This is where the path becomes clearer. If the following observation resonates with you, consider sharing your own experience in the comments, as it is a common thread among those who possess this inner stillness. Yet it is rarely spoken of. People around you begin to shift, not because you try to influence them. In fact, you may be doing nothing at all, but your very presence seems to act as a mirror. A friend may suddenly question their life's direction after a simple, quiet conversation with you. A complete stranger might share their most personal struggles in a brief encounter. You may often hear phrases like, "I have no idea why I'm telling you this," or "I've never said this out loud before." It is as if your centered presence creates a space of profound safety, a quiet harbor where others feel they can finally be authentic. Yet, this is not always a comfortable experience for them. Your grounded energy naturally provides a contrast to anything that is not in alignment with truth. And at times, people are not ready to face that level of honesty within themselves. This is why you may have noticed a pattern in your life. People are either drawn deeply to your stillness, or they feel an inexplicable need to withdraw from it. A middle ground is rare. Your presence does not invite superficiality. It calls for depth, for honesty, for a quiet transformation. Reflect on the connections in your life. How many people have expressed that meeting you marked a turning point for them? How many have acknowledged that you appeared in their life at precisely the right moment? But also, consider how many have pulled away, unsettled not by any intensity of emotion, but by the simple, unwavering intensity of your silent presence. This is not a cause for sorrow. It is the nature of a well tended in a garden. You are not meant to be a fleeting breeze. You are meant to be a steady, grounding force of truth, whether the world feels ready for it or not. The third signal, alignment with the stream of life. But the influence of your presence extends beyond just your interactions with people. And here we touch upon a truth that may seem hard to grasp. Yet if you have this quality, you have lived it your entire life. The flow of events seems to organize itself around you in meaningful ways. This is not about commanding outcomes through willpower. It is something far more gentle and yet much more powerful. Life seems to arrange itself to place you where you need to be, precisely when you need to be there. You decide to walk instead of drive, and you meet an old friend who provides a critical insight. You are drawn to a random book on a shelf, and it holds the exact wisdom you had been seeking. A sudden, quiet impulse leads you to change your plans, and in doing so, you avoid a difficulty. These are not random blessings. This is your centered awareness harmonizing with the great, flowing river of life itself. Ancient wisdom teaches us that when our inner world is still, we begin to move in effortless alignment with the outer world. The universe is not a collection of separate objects, but a single, interconnected dance. And you have been dancing this truth your entire life. The only question is, have you recognized the music? Or have you dismissed it as background noise? If this perspective is causing you to rethink all those seemingly random, fortunate events in your life, recognize it as a step on your path. If you are committed to understanding this deeper flow, take this moment to subscribe to this channel. This space is created to support this very journey of coming home to your true nature. The fourth signal, the pull of empty vessels. Now, we must consider a more challenging aspect of this journey, one that is vital to understand. If you carry this quality of deep presence, you become a beacon, not in a way that invites harm, but in a way that attracts need. In nature, dry ground soaks up water. In the same way, individuals who are disconnected from their own inner source are unconsciously drawn to those whose source is overflowing. They do not intend to cause depletion. Most are not even aware of what they are doing. But they can sense your inner vitality, your quiet abundance, and they wish to rest in its shade. You know who these people are. After spending time in their company, you feel a sense of being drained, not physically tired, but emptied, as if a vital essence has been borrowed from you. They can be good-hearted people. They can be people you care for deeply. But on an energetic level, they are drawing from your well because they have not yet learned how to find their own. This is why you may have discovered a profound need for solitude, more so than others around you. It is not because you dislike company. It is because your own spirit requires quiet moments to replenish its wellspring, to return to its natural state of fullness, without the constant draw of another's emptiness. But observe even more closely. Have you not noticed that when you are feeling particularly grounded, particularly centered in your own being, these individuals who drain you seem to keep their distance? They may cancel their plans or become unexpectedly busy. This is not a coincidence. This is your own centeredness creating a natural boundary, preserving its own integrity when it is at its fullest. The fifth signal, the recognition of timeless wisdom. This brings us to what may be the most profound signal of all, one that transcends the daily experiences of this one life. If you possess a truly grounded and powerful presence, you carry within you a resonance with timeless wisdom, not specific memories of events, but a deep knowing, an innate understanding. You grasp profound truths without ever having formally studied them. You have an intuitive sense of things you were never taught. At times, you will hear a deep spiritual insight for the first time, and instead of feeling like you are learning something new, it feels like you are remembering. As if someone has finally given language to a truth that has always lived silently within your heart. This is because a deep and stable presence often indicates a soul that is simply further along its journey, a being that has gathered much experience, refined its inner nature, and is now here to anchor a certain quality of awareness. What the purpose of that is, only you can truly discover. But the fact that you are here, that these words are finding a home in you, that a sense of recognition is stirring within, that is no accident. You are simply remembering who you have always been, the shadow of this gift. But I must be honest with you about a truth that many overlook on this path. Possessing such a deep presence is not always a gentle and beautiful experience. It carries with it challenges, shadows that can feel immense if they are not understood. The sense of isolation can be immense at times, can it not? When you see the world with such clarity, feel its subtle currents so deeply, but you cannot easily share this perception because most are not yet ready to receive it. When you must quiet your own inner knowing simply to allow others to feel comfortable. When you must pretend you do not sense what you sense. The sheer weight of the world's emotional landscape can feel overwhelming. A simple walk through a crowded place can feel like navigating a turbulent sea of conflicting energies. A gathering of family can leave you needing days to recover, not from social fatigue, but from energetic saturation. And perhaps the most difficult shadow of all is the doubt. Because the world around you does not often validate what you experience. Science has yet to find the words for it. And in your quietest moments, you may have wondered if you are just imagining all of it, if you are just strange or broken or simply too sensitive for this world. Let me share this perspective with you. You are not broken. You are not too sensitive. You are precisely as aware as you are meant to be. The challenge is not to become less of who you are. The challenge is to learn how to skillfully steward this gift, how to protect your inner stillness, how to use this quiet power with wisdom and compassion, the deeper purpose. Because here is what is truly unfolding on a level beyond our individual lives. And this is important, so allow these words to land. We are living in a time of profound change. Ancient wisdom traditions from all over the world spoke of this time of great shifting. However you choose to frame it, the underlying truth remains the same. Humanity is undergoing a deep awakening. The separation between the material and the spiritual is becoming less distinct. And those with a strong, grounded presence, you are not merely observing this change. You are anchors for it. Your stillness is not for your benefit alone. It is powerful because you have a part to play in this collective unfolding. Every person you meet with genuine presence, every room you enter with inner calm, every thought you hold with clear intention, it all sends quiet ripples through the collective awareness. This is why you have always had a feeling that you were meant for something more. Not from a place of ego, but from a place of deep inner knowing, as if you arrived here with a quiet mission, even if you could not name it, the practice of presence. So, what do you do with this understanding? How does one live with such a deep and powerful presence in a world that often celebrates noise and distraction? First, you must cease to doubt your own direct experience. That inner knowing you possess, learn to trust it as your compass. Those meaningful coincidences, begin to see them as the language of the universe. That feeling that you are different, honor it. You are not strange, you are awake. Second, you must learn to consciously manage your inner state. This involves creating healthy boundaries for your attention and energy, not just your time and physical space. It means learning to cleanse your awareness regularly through practices like meditation, quiet time in nature, or whatever allows you to return to your center. It means becoming discerning about who and what you allow into your inner world. Third, and this is essential, you must stop dimming your own inner light to make other people feel more comfortable. The world does not need a lesser version of you, it needs your full, authentic presence. Yes, some may find your clarity uncomfortable. Yes, some will choose to turn away, but others, those who are ready, will be drawn to your light. They will be reminded of their own inner truth because you had the courage to live from yours. If this message is resonating deep within you, if you feel this stirring of recognition, leave a comment and share your experience. One of the most strengthening things we can do is to find one another, to support this shared journey, and to validate the truth of this path. You are not walking it alone. There are far more of us than you may imagine. The sacred duty. With great awareness comes a quiet, sacred duty. This is not the duty of a hero in a story. It is something far more real and profound. When your presence is strong, your thoughts carry more weight. Your intentions have a clear impact. Your inner emotional state creates more powerful ripples. You are no longer responsible only for your own experience. You are an active co-creator of the reality around you. This is why the inner work becomes so profoundly important for people like you. It is not an option, it is the path itself. Every inner shadow you meet with compassion, every old wound you allow to heal, every limiting belief you release, it does not just change you. It changes the field of awareness around you. It creates a space where it is easier for others to heal, to grow, and to awaken. Think about the last time you went through a period of deep inner work. Did you not notice that, soon after, people around you began having their own breakthroughs? Your partner wished to speak of things long held in silence. Your friend found the strength to leave a situation that no longer served them. This is not coincidence. This is the catalyst effect of a clear and powerful presence engaged in conscious growth, the ultimate recognition. And now we arrive at the deepest truth of all, the one that, once understood, changes everything. Your presence is not something you have. It is what you are. You are not a body that happens to possess a field of energy. You are a field of conscious energy that is temporarily experiencing life through a body. The body is the vessel, the presence, the awareness, the very essence of you. That is timeless. This is why you have always felt, on some level, that you did not entirely belong to this material world, because a part of you remembers what it is like to exist as pure awareness. You remember the freedom of not being confined to form. You remember the truth that most have forgotten, that we are boundless beings having a brief and profound human experience. But here is the beautiful paradox. You chose this. You chose to be here with all your awareness. You chose to bring yourself into this body, in this complex time, on this challenging planet. Why? Because this is where the growth happens. This is where compassion is learned through separation, where light learns to shine in contrast to darkness, and where awareness learns to express itself through form. You are not here in spite of your deep presence. You are here because of it. So where does this understanding leave you? Perhaps at a crossroads. Down one path, you can continue to dismiss your inner knowing, quiet your truth, and pretend to be like everyone else. It may seem safer, more comfortable, less demanding. But on the other path, you decide to fully embody who you are. You stop apologizing for your clarity. You cease to hide your wisdom. You stop pretending you do not sense what you sense, and know what you know. You become the person you came here to be. And listen, I understand this can feel like a great responsibility. But here is the secret. You are not meant to do it alone. All around you, others like you are finding their way, remembering their purpose, and stepping into their own authenticity. We are building a new way of being, one centered soul at a time. The transformation. Because here is what begins to happen when you fully embrace your deep, authentic presence. Life ceases to be a struggle and begins to feel like a dance with the universe. Meaningful synchronicities are no longer surprising. They become a natural part of your days. Relationships cease to be draining and instead become mutually nourishing, as you naturally attract those who resonate with your depth. Your work no longer feels empty, but becomes an expression of your purpose. But most importantly, you stop feeling that you are strange or broken or too much. You realize that you are exactly as you are meant to be, that your sensitivity is your strength, that your clarity is a gift, that your difference is not a flaw, it is your function. The world desperately needs people who can hold a space of quiet clarity, who can be anchors of stillness in places of turmoil, who can remain centered when everything is in motion, who can choose compassion when others choose fear, who can see truth when others are lost in illusion. The world needs your deep presence, fully embodied, the final truth. And so we come to the end of this reflection. But in reality, it is a new beginning, because now you see, now you cannot unsee. Now you must choose how to live with this awareness. But allow me to leave you with this final thought. It is the most important one I can share today. Your presence is powerful not because you are special, but because you remember that everyone is special in their essence. Your inner light shines not to set you apart, but to remind others of the light within themselves. Your strength is not meant to make you superior, it is meant to make you a servant of truth, of compassion, of the awakening of all beings. Every person you meet is a sleeping Buddha, a master who has forgotten, an angel with amnesia, and your deep presence is like a gentle bell, quietly reminding them to awaken. So the real question is not whether you have a powerful presence. The question is, what will you do with it? Will you use it to feel separate, to judge those who still sleep, or will you use it to serve, to love, to help uplift others into their own remembrance? Will you hide it in fear, or will you embody it with quiet courage? Will you doubt it, or will you trust it and truly begin to live? The choice is yours. It always has been, and that, perhaps, is the ultimate sign of a powerful presence, the recognition that you have the power to choose, in every single moment, who you are and how you offer yourself to this world. You are not like everyone else. You never were meant to be. The world does not need another imitation. It needs the original you, in all your profound, radiant, transformative being. So simply be, not because you have to, not because I am telling you to, but because it is who you are. It is why you are here. Because somewhere in the world, someone is walking in confusion, and your quiet light might be the very thing that helps them find their own way home to themselves, to their own power, to the truth of who they have always been, just as you are finding your way home right now. Welcome home. If this message has touched a quiet place within you, if you felt that deep recognition, please share this reflection with someone else who may be walking a similar path. Subscribe if you wish to continue this journey deeper, and leave a comment sharing the truth of your own experience. Your story may be the beacon that another soul needs to see today. Remember, you are not alone. You are not strange, and you are certainly not too much. You are exactly as you need to be. You are perfectly you, and you are right on time. Until we meet again, continue to tend to your inner stillness. The world needs it more than you can possibly know.